Good afternoon, guys. Time for another session. This will be the second part of Unit 24. We took on Monday morning. And again, I'll cover some of the sort of language you should have into your script on this. But also, I'll have some other detail of what you could possibly look at as well. Stuff up that I was looking at because I wasn't a lot in on this. Some further stuff in the knowledge base of Moodle on this subject, but I think what we've got together here today will probably be sufficient. So let's look at the unit itself first. Next up. Okay, it's on to load. Don't know why. We've many issues on this one. I don't know. Yeah, okay. This is a front sheet, and it goes on. Looked at the objective one to start. I'll go quickly. Explain the key terms of education and training in your own area. Analyse and topic issues relating to education and training. Describe the structure of qualifications in this area. Describe the aims and structure of the learning programs in your specialist area. That's differentiating some of the key qualifications and learning programs. Some of those learning programs won't be actually part of qualification, others will. Explain how your own approach planning for the delivery of learning in your own specialist areas enables the aims of 2.1 and 2.2 to be met. It will be within your lesson plan and to work in that area. Again, we're down to teaching and learning in the principles of inclusive and teaching learning in key curriculum issues in the specialist. As analyse the inclusiveness of your own approach, explain how your own approach to planning and preparation of a learning programme in your own specialist area takes account of key curriculum issues, including the role of new and emerging technologies. As I said, that's sort of web-based learning, similar to this, what we're doing now. Or any method that you use, it could be that you can bring specialist tutors online so that you can watch them. Analyse ways of teaching and learning resources, including new and emerging technology, meet the individual needs of learners in the specialist area. This is a very broad subject because at 4.1, teachers teaching such a specialist subject, they don't need particularly different resources, but others are teaching students with learning difficulties or deaf or with sight impairment. They will need special resources to put in there. So LO4, you can cover the resources that you're actually going to use. Reflect again, analyse the inclusiveness of your use of the teaching and learning resources in the specialist area. Liaise with others within a specialist area to develop practice. Now this is looking at mainly at other tutors within the same field of work that you are on and how they deliver their work. So it's meetings, brainstorming, things like that. I'll come back to that in a minute. Review the impact of liaison with other teachers and trainers within your own specialist area or own practice, what impact it has on yourself. Again, review the activity. 6 is review the effectiveness of your own knowledge and skills in the specialist area. If you look at 5, that's all about working with other people. 6 is to have a review of your own and look at what you need to learn or how you can improve. So you're identifying your own strengths and weaknesses for improvement in relation to practice in your own specialist area, and then looking at identify opportunities to improve and update your own knowledge and skills in a specialist area. Now that basically is the unit in a nutshell. It's 6 learning objectives, but most of those have only got 2 elements. LO2 has got 3, but the others have 2. Oh, sorry, LO6 3. Well, the last bit is really looking at any plans you CPD, stuff like that. Good council. Keep still. Only fractionally. What you'll see now is the same sheet of paper, or initially the same sheet of paper, but it is the one. Not know as you correct. Look at the speed of this. 9 pages for this. Right, and the bit that was missing from the last sheet I put in here. Key aims of education and training in your own specialist area. Well, the aims will be part of your job description. It'll tell you what you need to do. Read and respond to some of the documentary paperwork and e-books that we put in place that are on Moodle. But cover some of the lots of your own area. Maybe that there's a specialist interest that you need to look at that's different. Again, describe the aims and structure of the key qualifications in your own specialist area. Describe a list of your qualifications available that you deliver. Again, describe those you deliver from the programs above. For 2.2, explain your own approach to planning and preparation. Explain using the schemes of work lesson plan units 1, learning objective 2.4, 3.1, 3.2. This again is part of the first that you did. Obviously, I would hope that when you put in your narrative in on Unit 1, you were talking about your own area. Well, this is doing exactly the same thing. So there will be a direct reference to Unit 1 that are learning objectives 2.4, 3.1, and 3.2. Again, it's your planning and assessment methods, timescales, student centres, special resources. So let's analyse the inclusiveness of your own approach. Analyse your responses at Unit 1. Learning objective 5.3, 5.4. These are wide enough to encompass LO3. You need to look at what you've written in those 2 areas, 5.3 and 5.4 on Unit 1, and see if it fulfills what it's asking you for on here. 3.2, again, is covered by 5.3, 5.4 on Unit 1, but again, check your responses on the above. Any issues or special requirements, collaborative learning, etc. Things like that that you need to add in or about in your narrative with regard to that. 4.1 is a direct cross reference to LO5.4. It's all about use of new technology, web-based learning. For those of you who know what VLE means, it's virtual learning environment. Yeah. You're not actually there, but you're there online. Programs can be used in on the VLE where students will put headphones on and they have a screen and the lesson will play to them through that. An analysis of your own use of teaching and learning resources in the specialist area. An analysis of unit again, project 5, how you deliver. All challenges, affects it, so loads of things to do. Liaise with others in the specialist area to develop your own practice. Teaching observations. Certain ideas. These are the things you can use as evidence and then discuss them. So you've actually done the liaising bit, which is what it's asking for here. Liaise with others. That's what you have done. Yeah. Review the impact of that. Review working with colleagues on the same programs. If you're, I'm still using terms like IV, it's IQA now. Your IQA we may have called meetings for, what shall I say, for standardisation and things like that. And this is all about people who are teaching and assessing in a specific area, so that you present across the programme, so that you are all the same way and to the same standard. 6.1. Should be a minute. I'm slipping down. Review the effectiveness of your own knowledge and skills in a specialist area. They may be very good already, in which case you should say so. It's a review, so you say what your qualifications or experiences, how effectively you can use those. If you need to look at improvement, in which case identify your own strengths and weaknesses and areas for improvement in relation to practice in the specialist area. Review your qualifications, refer to your SWOT, CD and teaching observation. These are the tangible pieces of evidence. If you remember back when we did U1, we did SWOT. Everybody did a SWOT sheet for themselves. Now the results of that, cover 10.3. Identify opportunities to improve and update your own skills and skills in a specialist area. Show SWOT findings. Any CPD or action plan. Sometimes those things are not apparent, but maybe you can look at that. If everybody's done a SWOT, so at the end of that you can look at it and say, well, quite honestly, within the operation that I do now, I'm okay. But obviously, everything changed. I just spotted there, I've got an IP report there, it would say IQA because the name's changed. What happens in between is not changed much, but I put on the end of here, make much use of the naturally occurring documentation that you produce in the form of copies with relevant explanation and comment to support it. Always check your work in other units where I have suggested cross-referencing, because the and verb may be slightly different, therefore require modifying or just adding to further data. That's the crux of what I wanted to say, really, because it is a lot of the work you will have covered in U1. Okay, say goodbye to that for a minute and bring the one. I'll confuse you with this next sheet. It's got an awful it, and what to expect. I don't want anybody just picking it up from on Moodle and going, what is this? Come on, not started. So it's a Word document. Look at it. I've looked at a number of times. It's quite a lot of information in it with regard to section. You go through section by section. When it opens, well, it's itself. Just how you think my thoughts down. Okay, these are ideas for using content in support of your documentation. Learning objective 1. Understand the aims of philosophy and education, especially SEC. This section provides guidance on recommended knowledge required to enable you to achieve each learning objective of this unit. Use tutor content. Games and in education training, education policy drivers, different sectors, national, regional and local policies and strategies, educational ideology and sociological issues regarding learning theory. Philosophical related to education training, acting on the curriculum design, the national policy, local resource availability, award organisation requirements, educational ideology and sociology issues, evaluations of previous curricula and professional influences. Again, I don't want you to think you've got to pull that in. It's just looking at ideas that if you've not added those, some of these you have mentioned in learning objective unit 1. You haven't, and obviously you may need to look at some of that again. Learning objective 2, understand the aims and structure of qualifications. Types of qualification, level of qualification, conditions and characteristics, in organisation requirements, setting bodies. Aims and structure of learning programmes in your own specialist area. Curriculum content design, conditions and characteristics, recognition of prior learning. Assessment strategies, standard bodies, all things you may be involved, you may not, you may have mentioned before, you may not. Planning and preparation for the learning programme, conditions and characteristics, learning domains, Bloom's taxonomy, initial assessment, which again, initial assessment you did in Unit 1. Identify barriers to learning, you will have done that again. Learning preferences, learning styles, if you like, we used to call it. They put preferences. It's audio, visual, kinesthetic, that sort of thing. But again, you will have probably mentioned this earlier. Recognition, qualification, aptitude, organisational policy, practice, negotiation skills, smart targets, learning involvement, action points, verbal and non-verbal communication. These are just hints, that's all, at the sort of thing you should have within that learning object. LO3, the principles of inclusion, teaching and learning. Different methods to accommodate different learning and abilities. Our needs, including one-to-one, paired work, small group teaching, managing potential barriers, and again we looked at barriers to learning in Unit 1. Ensure curricula are accessible to all, subject special knowledge, learning theory, andragogy, behaviourism, constructivism, cognitive, human and socially situated learning, assessment, occurrences on learning journey, assessment, method assessment, subject specialist knowledge, taking account of key curriculum issues, including the role of new and emerging technologies, qualification requirements, a whole host of things in there. Actually go down to actually how to deliver the requirement for specialist delivery, resources, location, equipment, and timing, models of evaluation. We've not brought that up before. Of evaluation, if you look at which is the best of those, I like Dr. Brookfield. If you look them up, you'll look at obtaining qualitative and quantitative information from a range of sources. Objective 4. Understand how to use resources for English teaching and in the learning and specialist area. Ways of teaching and learning resources meet individual needs of learners. Guidance from standard setting bodies, learners, and corresponding reading aids. Polysyllable, etc. Testing resources, readability. These are some of the, if you look at SMOG, for instance, it's aimed really at people learning difficulties, where reading ages. I've taught students sort of in the 19 to 20 year old group, and sort of 7, and you have to do things specifically. So this is that's an example. Most of you probably won't meet. Presentation of cultural differences, avoiding stereotyping, adapting resources to accommodate specific learning difficulties or disabilities. Again, unless you're teaching in that area, it's probably something you'll not be involved in. Guidance from standing bodies. Might you mention SMOG again? Anyway, never mind. Limitations of specific resources, cope with learning preferences, representation of cultural difference, avoiding stereotyping. Yeah. We go to learning objective 5. Be able to work with others in a specialist area, liaise with others within a specialist area of common practice, teachers, mentors, learning support specialists. Now, again, it mentions learning support specialists, but these are people that are brought in for specific reasons. Again, it's usually with educational difficulties or issues. And again, if you're not in that area, then you can ignore that bit. Review the impact of liaise with other teachers and with their own specialist area and practice. Teachers, mentors, learning support specialists, verbal, non-verbal. Communication, range of media, self-reflection, use of feedback from a range of suitable sources. I mean, I put this on as well. Learners, peers, managers, reflective models. Again, models of reflection, which you could probably look at if you've not covered before. You may have looked at it before. Gibbs, Shern, Atkins and Murphy. And then networking again between the other teachers within your group. 6, be able to evaluate, improve, update your own knowledge and skills. Review the effectiveness of knowledge and skills. Self-reflection, use of feedback. Again, mentions Gibbs, Shern, Atkins. Identify your own strengths and weaknesses. This is why we did the SWOT. It's to look at where you're up to, where you think you are, teaching in the area that you're teaching. Use of feedback from a range of sources, blah, blah, blah. Identify to improve and update your knowledge and skills in a specialist area, CPE. Now, I've written this in clearly red at the end because it's basically what I said back at the beginning. These are just some ideas for supplementary explanation of your documentary evidence. I'm not suggesting you cover all this content. They're just ideas. Use what fits you best. You'll note the repetition over the learning objectives in line with the suggested sheet I provided earlier. Because of that repetition, I've sort of doctored this information that I got from another source. But again, you'll notice the repeats in it, and that is because it has been written specific to this unit. And as you know, you're covering 9 units altogether. The four units that you've done, a lot of the information that's in those 4 core units will transfer over into the other units that you do. I think there's only one unit that's almost alone because there's quite a few differences in there. I think it's the partnership working model. Unit 11 or 13, I can't remember now. But apart from that, the crossover of documentation or the crossover of and the crossover of explanations of it will, if you've covered it previously, then just refer to it. Technically, I would, as you put this work together, I would like you to do them in order. You end up with a folder with unit 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the other units following on from there in numerical order. And you within those. And when you get to a specific point where you think you've covered it completely in a previous unit, you just refer to unit 1, whatever, yeah, or unit 2, or whatever the unit is. Just write in on your script where you would normally have a submission for that. Just put in previously presented at unit 1, whatever, and that will be sufficient, because then I can immediately cross-reference that over when I'm going through the total script and doing the assessments at the end of the programme. I hope you found these talks useful. We've got another couple of units to do. I'm not sure yet. I may have missed the unit. I'm not quite sure whether we're doing that unit or whether we've superseded it, because a number of you are doing the ATHE and the assessor programs, which means that the units that you were going to do with this program that cover those, we don't need to do, because we cover, and we can do across from those as well. But we've got, I think, unit 39 left to do, and I hope to do that from next 39 will be next Monday, the 20th of 12 o'clock. One of the things I need to get over, there is not a lot of work come through yet. I would ask you to begin to get your portfolios together. I'll contact you individually to speak about that. But again, the work needs to thank you. With that, I'll post this afternoon's meeting, and of course it's been recorded, so it's available for you on Moodle to pick up at any time in the future. Again, thank you all for listening, and